I just saw Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and it was a fucking piece of shit. What are the movie critics on nowadays? Because they must be doing some strong shit. This movie was a quirky, anticlimactic mess. I have never seen something so horrible that I once liked. And I still do like the first two Harry Potter movies. They are two of my favorite movies of all time. And this movie just shatters any hope that the series can return to the greatness of the first two films. The movie was just jokey. They threw in a lot of jokes and made it laughable, and not in a good way. I mean, I laughed at some of the jokes in the movie because they were funny, but they got carried away to the point where they made it fucking stupid. And Harry Potter is not supposed to be that jokey. It's always had a lighthearted feel to it because the books are mostly catered towards kids. You know, young teenagers, pre-teens mostly. You know, that's who J.K. Rowling's mostly makes her target audience. And I have to say, this is just a real shock at how bad this movie turned out. Dumbledore dies at the end of this film. I don't even give a shit that I'm giving you spoilers, because don't go see this movie. Do yourself a favor. Save your sanity. You'll thank me later. He dies in the most unbelievably anticlimactic fashion. He is a major character. He's supposed to be one of the most powerful wizards in all of wizardry, and he just bites the bucket in miserable fashion. It's an embarrassment. And not only that, around the same time in this movie, because the movie actually does pick up at the end, because this movie is boring as shit. It gets away from the plot, but I just want to talk about this first before I start talking about that. Even the editing falls apart in this movie. And within the last 30 seconds, the editing becomes very sudden and just ugly as fuck. And when is the last time you have seen the editing in a multi-million-dollar blockbuster go wrong? I mean, usually you hire some of the best editors in the business to make sure it looks good. I mean, we're not talking about cinematography, you know, actually moving around the camera to certain angles. We're talking about editing. Easy fucking stuff for the professionals, but they fucked it up. It's like they got some random person off of YouTube to edit the movie with Windows Movie Maker. And I'm not joking, because it really looks that way. It's sudden. It almost looks like there's pieces missing from the movie. But where this movie really falls apart is the plot, which almost seems non-existent at times because they get away from it for the majority of the movie. You see, generally the movie is supposed to be about Harry Potter getting to know a professor at the request of Dumbledore, because he's got to learn a secret that this professor told to Tom Riddle, a character from the second film who's dead, and he's got to know what he told him. You know, it has to do with the dark arts. But, you know, you're not going to even remember what the goal is. I can't even fucking remember what it was, because there were so many distractions in this movie. Ron Weasley and his girlfriend has nothing to do with the plot, and they spend so much time on it. I mean, there's this girl that's stalking him, and he finally gets with the girl, and then he eventually breaks up with her because he says Hermione's name in his sleep. when he gets after he gets poisoned. Holy shit! This movie was horrible. Fuck! I mean, do not go see it. It's bad, really bad. And just recounting that in my mind, I'm thinking about just how abominable this thing turned out. Don't go see it. Please. Please!